Hello and how are you? This is D.I.V.A coming your way. My crochet squares have slowed down just a wee bit. Letting my fingers and arms get some rest. They put in their work. I don't know how long I've been crocheting on these squares. So my fingers and arm has said, "Whoa, Nelly, look here." It's gonna take more than one day to crochet. All right. I got about, I don't know, 19 more squares to go. I'm actually on the 11th one. I hadn't finished. Hadn't finished it just yet. So yeah, I'm on my 11th one. Club reading, book club reading. My book club is on and popping. The book clubs that I'm attending has slowed a wee little bit. And changing up books and things like that. So yesterday I watched Dungeons and Dragons. Before I watched Dungeons and Dragons, I went and downloaded the book and started reading the book to understand Dungeons and Dragons. I think Dungeons and Dragons is mentioned in Stranger Things. So I was like, okay, well, let's get acquainted. Let me get acquainted with Dungeons and Dragons so I can understand and see what's going on and things and play Dungeons and Dragons. I had a couple of pieces. I had I'm trying to think where they are right now, if I still have them. I had a Merlin and I had a dragon. I had a silver Merlin and a silver dragon piece. And I got like some years ago now. So yeah, I started the I had I started reading Dungeons and Dragons, and I'm reading it, and it seems like I don't know, like Rich Dad Poor Dad is on my mind, just because just thinking about like who to go to for advice. It mentions, if you want to know about shoes, go talk to a shoemaker. So in Dungeons and Dragons, it kind of seems that way as well. Like, you gotta speak to the specific character of what you want, and that does make sense. So I just been reading that, seeing how it can be played, listening to the rules. I'm in the rules right now, and the different characters and the lineup of them all. Yeah. All but seems like a way of life, like life, the game of life, not the game of life, but life is a game. So, yeah, enjoying that aspect of it. I'm liking how the rules are unfolding, how it's like it's really more about the unfolding of the game, not remembering the rules. That's what's said in the book. So I'm like, okay, word. So, it's like, and then even the book says you learning as you go as well. So it's not just focusing on remembering the rules. So I'm like, okay, this is sounding good. This is sounding like life lessons up in here with these Dungeons and Dragons at the moment. I don't know if it meant to be that deep, but that's what I took from it. That's what I took from it. I wasn't expecting to get a life lesson out of it, a message, but I did, and that's what it was. So I did enjoy Dungeons and Dragons, the movie. I like how, spoiler alert, I like how Marlon Wayans brings it on home. No. I like how Marlon Wayans ends the movie. I'll say he ended. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I like that he ended the movie. I was like, okay, Marlon, he ended the movie. That was good. When I saw that he was in the movie, I was like, he better make it to the end. So yeah, I actually caught a glimpse of it the other day, but it was the movie had already started. So today I was able to watch it from the beginning. And I was out, but like, how come nobody told me that Marlon Wayans was in Dungeons and Dragons? Like, I would have been done watched it. Oh, like what? But yeah, now I'm reading the book, and I could see myself playing Dungeons and Dragons. Like, I'm already ready to play. Like, I'm already ready to play. I even was thinking of like entering games with other people that's playing and not playing. But I kind of was thinking like I could play with them even though they're not playing. But the book says that they are like a different type of character if they're not playing. Not necessarily a character, but if they're not playing, then something like they not in the game and they're considered something, yeah, like not a player, like they're not in the game. So yeah, I was already thinking of interacting with other people that's playing Dungeons and Dragons, and what that would what fun that would be. So yeah, I think I'm at armors, going down the list of armors and what that is, and points and percentages and things like that with the armors. My brain is even like seeing similarities with the game and the movie, with the different characters that is in the movie and what their name is and their points and their skills. So yeah, I'm like okay, so yeah, these characters, Marlon's character was this, and his friend and them, they were that, okay. And then the other person that called himself a magical, he called himself something like a magical being. Like, oh yeah, he said he's part of magic and magic is a part of him, and magic is part of everything. When he was talking to that young lady, he was like, yeah, you use magic, but I'm part of magic. And she was like, you're part of magic? And he was like, yeah, like, and so is every living human being, every living organism, and magic is a part of it. So yeah, spoiler alert, spoiler. And so I was just listening. I was like, that's what's up, that's like a life lesson as well. So what do you call it? Golden nuggets or gems. So yeah, reading Dungeons and Dragons, rule book to play the game with pencil and paper. It said if you have the pieces, cool. If you don't, fine. And I forgot what it said. I have to look back and see what it said the pieces were made out of. I thought I heard wood, but my pieces were silver, and I don't know exactly where my pieces are right now. If I even have them anymore. They're like packed away. If I still have them, they're packed away. And if I don't, they're gone away. So yeah. But yeah, that it's not necessary. And I have a 6-sided dice. I have 2 6-sided dice. Yeah, I have 2 6-sided dice. I don't have those other dice just yet. I got the 6-sided dice. So like certain characters can roll with certain dice. So I'm looking forward to being like the Merlin character. I was like, hey, that's perfect. Like I love Merlin already. Merlin and I have a Merlin piece if I still have it. And I have a dragon piece if I still have it. But yeah, I love Merlin. I did research on Merlin and yeah, so I'm looking like I'm like, okay, Merlin, okay, like I know you, like yes. So that was cool to see he was associated with the Dungeons and Dragons. Like I'm like, okay, I know him. Like me and Merlin go way back, like since Disney, like with the brooms and the buckets of water. Yeah, and that was back in Fantasia. Merlin had Mickey Mouse cleaning up for him. So I probably will be reading the rest of the series. There is a Dungeons and Dragons series, so I think I'll be reading those as well after this book. Along with the other books that I'm reading. So yeah. Bookshop has some sales going on. That's the QR code on the screen. It has some sales going on. So do enjoy those. You can search in the search bar if I haven't added what you're looking for to the shop, you can look in the search bar and search for what you would like. I'm looking at some crochet videos to add to the coffee shops. Like I do have some stitch videos showing how to do certain stitches. I also have videos like practice videos that you can grab your yarn and just yarn with that video. It's not necessarily showing anything, but it's just me practicing, and it can give you like some company type vibes so that you can crochet along. So it's not to be crocheting by yourself. So I have stitch videos, company crochet videos, chit chat crochet videos. Like I have this one video where I was sharing how I felt about approaching crochet and finishing projects. It's titled, I think it's titled Anxiety. It might be titled Anxiety and Crochet. I've already shared the how to knit playlists on the coffee shops, in the coffee shops. I do have a how to knit video playlist. I show you how to knit continental. So it's 5 separate videos in a playlist. I also show how to correct a drop stitch, and the theme is after party. So I have music, I have fun colors, so that the how-to videos is entertaining and fun. So be entertained and learn how to knit with me via the how to knit playlist. when I was when I was watching Dungeons and Dragons, uh, the young man that was playing side by Marlon Wayans, he kind of looked like he kind of resembled Bobby from Scary Movie. So I was like, look at Bobby, you know, like look at them with this Dungeons and Dragons movie together. And then I was like, wait, let me look that person up. So that wasn't Bobby, that was Chris Pine, I think. So I was like, okay, so no, that wasn't Bobby. That wasn't Bobby. And then I had Scary Movies cast up. So I see that Keenan Ivy Wayans is in the movie, Scary Movie, and I'm like, where? Because I'm like, did they just put his name on here and he's not in the movie? I'm like, where is he in the movie? Like, I done seen this movie. So I'm like, I even just watched a reaction video to this movie. Like, I just watched it like last week. So I'm like, where is he? I don't see him in this movie. So I said, well, let me watch it again. So I watched it and yesterday, and when the two couple are in the movie, and it's amazing, I don't know all of the characters' names. Like, I've seen this movie, I've watched this movie, I've laughed at this movie, and I don't know all of the characters' names. But yeah, the two couples are at the movie theater, and when it comes up, or when the movie is about to start, and I hear Keenan, like, I was like, oh, there he is. Oh, okay, there he is. He's in the movie inside the movie. That's where he is. Okay. So yeah, I couldn't recall it without rewatching it. Like, this movie has so much it gives. It just keeps on giving. Like, it has so much that you could see and didn't see one time and maybe saw another time. But yeah, I've seen the movie, I don't know, just seeing the cast name, and I'm like, where is he in the movie? Like, oh, okay, he's in the movie inside the movie. That's where he is. Okay, he's in the movie. Yep, I'm watching Scary Movie too. Till this day. Oh, I think I went to the movies and saw that when it came out and enjoyed it tremendously. Like, I don't know if I ever laughed like that ever before at a movie. At a movie. In the movies, at the movies. Like, I had how the Flintstones say, I had a gay old time. I had a gay old time at the movies watching a scary movie. That was a hilarious, wonderful experience. So yeah. So with Dungeons and Dragons, I didn't know. Well, I hadn't seen it before, but what what happened to Marlon? Like, I don't know what. I will have to rewind it and watch it again. I don't know what he threw out of his pocket. Like, I didn't catch that. Like, I didn't know what he threw out of his pocket. Like, did he? I know he had something in his pocket. He had put like some magic dust in his pocket. Was that what he throwed out of his pocket? Or it kind of looked like a scroll? Did he throw the scroll out of his pocket? Like, what was that? Like, did he throw the ruby out of his pocket? I don't know what he threw out of his pocket. But I'm thinking he kept the magic dust in his pocket. And that happened to him. And then when the other magical man was healing the other boy, Chris Pine's character, I was like, okay, now y'all need to go over and do that to Marlon. Like, go get Marlon and do that to him. Like, this is a magical movie. Magical things can happen. Like, then when Marlon's character ended out the movie, I was like, okay, that can happen because did that happen because he had the magical dust in his pocket? Okay. Like, I was like, all right, I'm with it. Like, yes, like, end out the movie like it could be a part 2. Like, yes, this is magical. This magic. It's fantasy. Like, 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 this is a game. Like, so I like seeing him end out the movie. Um, and what I did read about Dungeons and Dragons, I don't know, I enjoyed it much more. Like, I was able to see the movie characters as game characters, to I don't know, and deciphering the characters and their roles, to compare the movie to the game. Now, when he went to go and get the eye of the dragon, Chris Pine, I think that's his character, Chris Pine, the one I thought was Bobby. I was looking at when he first got in there and the gate door was shut behind him. I almost thought that was Marlon for a second. I'm like, Marlon, is that you? But yeah, he turned around. He was looking at the little swoosh swoosh things that was going back and forth, and I was like, okay. I jump on top of it and boop boop boop. And that was how to do it. He jumped on top of it. And I was like, oh. But I was like, well, maybe he won't jump on top of it because it could catch him in the stomach. And I'm like, ooh, that wouldn't be good. And I was like, well, maybe he could have crawled up under them, like scooted on the floor. I'm like, woo. So then he had to, I didn't know what he was doing, but he was checking the different tiles on the floor to see what tiles did what. So he was smart. He knew what to do. But I was thinking, before he even got to the tiles back at the front part, before he jumped on the top of them swinging things, I was like, oh, who put this together? Like, who made that? Like, who got up there and stuck them things up there? Who made this booby trap? Like, who put that booby trap together? And then, okay, so then you get to the tiles, and it's so pretty. It's different colors. It's carvings, and then some of the tiles flip around. And then he couldn't take his time like he did with the swinging thing. He like the opening was closing, so he couldn't take his time. I was like, I don't know. Oh, I don't know. But yeah, he saw that it was closing. Closing. I was like, I don't know if I would have saw if it was closing. I might have would have kept trying to tip over there, and then it'd be closed, and then I'm like, what? How to open it? But then the wall was closing behind him, so yeah, he had to rush. He had to rush through that one a little bit faster than the first one. But I'm like, who put that together? Like, and then like the people that was watching him, they was able to see him through some gates or something like that. So whoever put that together, ooh, they're very crafty. And yeah, it was very intricate. Like, wow. I thought I just saw my Merlin piece. Now my dragon piece I hadn't seen in a while. I think I might have left it. I don't know. My dragon piece might have gotten left. Uh-oh. Might have gotten left in a car or a truck or something. Like, because I remember having my dragon piece in the door. In the door, the little door handle part, cup container part. I think I have my Marlin. My Marlin and my dragon was holding like a globe. Like, my Marlin has a staff, and on top of the staff there was a like a crystal globe, and my dragon was holding a globe, like what do you call that? It had different facets. The dragon's globe had different facets around it. Different cuts. So that he could see into different realms. That's what I said. So yeah, I'm liking Dungeons and Dragons so far. And then I'll be reading Stranger Things, so I'll be understanding what they're saying in that show, I think. Like, what y'all talking about? Like, they was serious about that Dungeons & Dragons. Like, they didn't have no holidays when they were playing that game. Like, one of their friends was like, you coming to something he had going on? You coming to, was it a tryout? Or was it a debate? It was something one of the friends had going on, and I was like, yeah, y'all need to go. I think it was a game. It might have been a game, a basketball game, and they were like, we got a big game. We got like a meeting, and no, we can't reschedule. I'm like, what the world? Like, that school game can't be rescheduled. You guys can have your meeting with your Dungeons and Dragons on the next day. Like, they was serious about that Dungeons and Dragons games. Like, they couldn't reschedule for the next day. And I'm like, okay, I might get it. I might get it when I read the rules and things like that. Like, I might get it. Like, seeing that, I was like, they can go to his game and then have the meeting. But no, they was like, we can't schedule. Like, y'all knew the game was coming up. Like, the game was scheduled before your the basketball game was scheduled before your Dungeons and Dragons game, but they were like, no, you know this has been scheduled beforehand. And I'm like, wow, really? Y'all not gonna support your friend? Like, that's how I was without knowing about Dungeons and Dragons. But now that I know, I'm getting into Dungeons and Dragons, I might be like, oh yeah, this take president. Like, nah, we have to catch you on the flip flop, you know. Like you knew this Dungeons and Dragons game was scheduled, but he probably, you know, I mean, I guess games be like that when you're playing not tryouts, tournaments. So, like, yeah, I think it maybe was a tournament. So maybe they weren't expecting, but I mean, it's a possibility. Like, be open to the possibility that it's gonna be a game. I mean, that's the possibility when you playing like that. You could win or lose. If you win, you got another game. Like, yay, hip hip hooray. Let's celebrate. You know, our friend that's, you know, trying out for extracurricular activities. They was like, it's Dungeons and Dragons for them. So yeah. I'm looking forward to revisiting that and seeing what their characters were. After, like, now knowing character details and rules and things like that, to see if I can comprehend so yeah, I will be reading that. Now, I did watch that much. Okay, so was that part 1? Or was that part 4? Like, was that season 1 that I was just talking about? Or was that season 4? I don't know. I will be reading the books, though. And I don't know what the books entail. I don't know if the books are the same. I don't know if the books give more details than the show. I don't know if the books stop at season 4. I don't know if the book surpass season 4 and gives me season 5. I don't know. Because I haven't looked up any reviews on the books. So that'll be an excellent treat to see what that difference is, if there is a difference, and to see if I can even read the book. Lord have mercy. Because I couldn't even watch season 1. I didn't watch season 1, 2, or 3. So it was, yeah. So, but I did enjoy season 4. I love season 4. I love the music. I love the song. I love how everybody did what they could, how they could, when they could, where they could. They really helped each other, came together, did a thing. Like, I love that. They were helping each other from where they were. I love that. Like, season 4. So yeah, I'll be seeing what the books entail. Also, not yesterday, a little bit of yesterday, earlier yesterday morning, I called Hunger Games Catching Fire. I didn't catch the Hunger Games. I did catch Catching Fire though, and the first part of, is it called Mockingbird? The second part, Mockingbird. I caught the first part of Mockingbird. I could not stay up for the whole duration of Mockingbird and catch part 2. I didn't catch part 2. I went on ahead and went to sleep. I tried. It was on early in the morning. I was like, wow, this brings back memories. But I could not. I had to tell myself, look, you can go to sleep. Like, you don't have to stay up and watch this, even though it's cool that it's on now. And you know, you read the books. I read the books, and then here it is. I was able to see some of it, Catching Fire. I thought I had got to it after her dress changed. So I was like, oh, I just missed her dress change. And then I still kept watching it, and then I got to the part where her dress changed. I was like, oh, I didn't miss that part. So that was cool that I didn't miss that part. And I was able to actually see that part. And I noticed some things from the book. And I don't know, I kind of wanted to not like the book. I kind of didn't want to like the movie. I kept looking to see if it was the same as the book. And I felt like it had like the major parts, but I felt like it didn't have the details of the book. But it did, like when the girl takes the arrow for Peter, and he says, look at the sunset. I thought that was the TikTok girl. So I was upset. I was like, oh, that's the TikTok girl. I had it mixed up. And I was upset that I didn't see the TikTok girl. I was like, what a TikTok girl at? But the TikTok girl comes after that scene. So I was like, oh, okay, I got it mixed up. I need to, okay, calm down. Okay, I saw the TikTok. The girl was like, TikTok. And then they realized that it was moving parts, and I was like, okay, phew, I like that I'm seeing this. Okay, I didn't miss it, that, you know, it wasn't different from the book. It was right on, spot on from the book. So I like that. Yeah, I think my favorite is Catching Fire. I think, like, as far as the movies go, I haven't seen all the movies, but I don't know. Catching Fire kind of stands out. Even book-wise, but Hunger Games does this thing too, because I read that book so swiftly that I wanted to, and I enjoyed it, and I, wanted to read Catching Fire. So I read Catching Fire, then I read that so swiftly, then I wanted to read Mockingbird. So I mean, like, each one of them is its own thing, and how the author ends one book, you want to read the next book to see what comes next. That, at least that I did, and I like how the author did that. So yeah, I had the opportunity to watch Catching Fire. So I watched it where it was. It wasn't at the top of the beginning, but it was a bit close to the beginning, to where I did see the dress change. So yeah, when she went home, I was thinking of that scene in the book when she revisited home and she saw the flower. And then I know in the book, when she goes back, she's like, what do I tell them? Do I tell them that there was a flower? I'm remembering the details, but then it doesn't, she doesn't say anything because she doesn't want to seem like she tripping. But then I don't know if some parts are in the book. I don't know. So I don't know. Whatever. It's like, I don't know if that next scene is in the book. Like, I thought like she went up and then they went somewhere else, but yeah, whatever. Like, it's good. It's cool. Like, the book is the book, the movie is the movie, and they're pretty much the same. Yeah, they're pretty much the same. Like, it's pretty much spot on. Pretty much. Yeah, that's what I noticed. Like, it's pretty much spot on with the book. Hunger Games and Mockingbird came on right after Hunger Games. Mockingbird, the part 1. So I watched a bit of that, and it's not too much dialogue in there. It's a lot of noise. It's a lot of sounds, but not a lot of talking compared to Catching Fire. So it can get a bit sleepy. Like, a bit ASMR-y. I turned it off. I went on to sleep. It was at the top of the morning, so yeah, and then part 2 was gonna come on after that, so I was like, oh no. No, and then it was sounding ASMR-y, and I was like dipping a bit. I was like, yeah, I'll have to catch it when it comes on a little earlier than this. Like, okay, I caught Catching Fire, but these other two, like, they need to, I scrolled a little bit to see if it was gonna come on later, but I didn't see it come on later. So from where I scrolled, I didn't continue. I was like, I was already ready to catch it at a later date. So yeah, I'll be catching that at a later date. And I was like, oh wow, I wonder if Hunger Games came on before Catching Fire. That'd be cool. But I don't know if I'm gonna like Hunger Games. I don't know why I don't want to give this movie a try. It's because I'm comparing it. Like, if I just stop comparing it, then I could probably be better. But I was like, I didn't even want to watch this movie, but I read the book, and now I'm like, okay, so now that I read the book, let me check out the movie. So that's how it's going. Like I heard about the Hunger Games, but like I was like, I don't know. But the book is like, I like the book. So approaching the movie, I'm like comparing the book to the movie. And I'm like, this ain't how the book is. I'm like, so yeah, if I stop doing that, then maybe, like, I don't know though, because I'm like, with the book gives details. So I look for them details in the movie, and I'm like, if they're not showing up, then I'm like, well, where is this? Like, I hadn't even watched the whole movie, so maybe I gotta watch the whole movie, and then I'll see the details that I'm looking for within the book. That's where that's going. Yeah, so just me and me just having fun with the entertainment here at the in the books. I like how the book detailed that her hair was braided. Her mother did an intricate braid pattern with her hair, and so much so that she got compliments. So I'm looking for, so in the movie, I'm looking forward to seeing her intricate braided hair that her mother braided. And I hadn't watched the whole movie yet, but the beginning part that I saw, I didn't see any intricate braiding. I saw maybe a French braid, and I'm thinking, is that the intricate braiding that they oohing and ahhing over? I'm like, I'm gonna need her hair to be intricately braided in this, like, I don't know, that's just the detail that stuck out to me while reading this book. So I wouldn't mind seeing her hair intricately braided in the movie. Like, that's what the movie has to have for me. So yeah. I did look at a trailer for Circe, the movie Circe. I was informed that there's a movie, or there's gonna be a movie for Circe. I did read Circe. Circe was my 50th book read. I did feel like Circe's story was a bit subdued. I felt like she was like telling her story the way she wanted it to go. There were other characters involved that they had their own agenda when they approached Circe, and Circe really didn't allow that to be her story. She made her story her own. So I was like, okay, Circe, that's what's up. Like, that's what's up. That's, get it, girl. Like, yes, like you ain't you none of that. Like, just because they came into your life with their own agendas, that doesn't make it yours. Like, yes, seriously, yes. So there was, I think there were people with their own agendas, and she really defined her own life and was like, it's hers to define, so she defined it. And I was like, that's what's up. That's what's up. Like, get it, Circe. And so yeah, I looked up the trailer to see what that was. It seemed like somebody is interested in seeing that Circe has a musical. I'm like, word? You want Circe to be up here figuring? Okay. So yeah, actually, I feel like I've seen a Circe movie before. I don't know if it was called Circe. Oh, no. That was Medusa. That was a Medusa story. Oh wait, was that a Medusa story? Yeah, I think that was a Medusa story. They were similar. They were very similar. Like they both had a castle up a mountain, and the sailors would come for shelter and drinks, and then wouldn't get back to the ship. Like, some went up ahead and was like go check it out. Some didn't come back. And when they didn't come back, the others would go up and then they wouldn't come back. But I think that was a Medusa story. But like one was talking to her and was like, yeah, my mans came up here. I think it was the captain of the ship. Similar to Circe. And he was like, yeah, they didn't come back. Boop, boop, boop. And then she was like, something like basically like you ain't leaving either. And he was like he like knew what was up. Like he realized where they were, but he realized too late. I think that one was a Medusa story, but it's similar. Like it's a similar setup to Circe, but it's different. So yeah, I like that Circe defined her own story, defined her own life. Even though I did see where people weren't being, I don't know, it seemed like they weren't being truthful to her. Like that one captain, like he did, I think he did tell her that he had a somebody had prophesied. He did tell her that somebody had the prophecy, something about a prophecy about him. And then he stayed with Circe all the while he was talking about, oh, my wife this, my wife that, and how he loves her and this, that, and the third. But he stayed with Circe one season after another. And then when he finally leaves, Circe is carrying. And I'm like, like he stayed long enough to get her carrying, and then he left. So was that the prophecy? He was told that he would do that to set Circe up like that, to take advantage of her for his wife's sake. That's what it seems like. So, but Circe doesn't tell her story like that. Even though when he encounters her, that's what he does. But yeah, she doesn't tell her story. Like, she doesn't let that define her. She carries her baby. She loves her baby. She protects her baby, and she has her baby, and she doing everything in her power to protect her son. And then even when the switcheroo happens, I'm like, look at this. This was their agenda all along. I'm more upset than Circe is. Like, Circe, like, seriously is not letting that define her. So I'm like, okay, you're not upset, I'm not upset either then, because I can't be more mad than you. But I'm looking at it, I'm like, look at that. They did that to benefit them. But I guess that was the prophecy he was told, and Circe really just continued on with her life. So I'm like, all right, girl, tell me. Continue on with your life. She let it go. She was like, yeah, I'm letting it go. She was like, I was like, look at this. I thought the switcheroo was going to be more harsh, but because Circe is like so subdued, and then I say that, but then she really ain't like she really ain't subdued. She just, I don't know, like the other characters, like Circe knew what was coming up. She expected it. She just kept on going with her life. She didn't let that damper her spirits. Even though she knew that they was taking advantage of her for their sake. She saw that, but she didn't. Did she call him out? She knew, like she was like asking her son, like, who told you to whose idea was it for you to, like, who suggested they come up here? Like she knew the question, and then but yeah, she just kept living her life. Like she was like, y'all can have it. Okay, Circe. Thank you. Thank you so much for your support. Comment, like, and subscribe.